Monique
All right,
Catering.
we are live. Hey guys, we're live with Chay Butz. Chay Butz, what's happening? How are you doing this afternoon? We've had
What
a
time is
little,
it now?
God bless her. We've had some technical difficulties, and
Uh,
she's a trooper. I'm checking to make sure everybody's live and we're all golden, and we are. Welcome to the show. We're an easy show. You know, the audience is nice and kind, so don't be
hope
stressed
so.
out. Don't worry about it. They really want to hear your story anyway, and I can see everything is looking good. So, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, Ted, for having me. I
I'm very
apologize.
excited. Do not apologize. I have to show people that I have this gorgeous plate that I'm going to eat at some point during this lovely, lovely conversation, which I have
That's
to be
great.
host, pay attention to Chai, and listen to her great story, and still feed my face. So,
Yes.
um, all right. So let's take a dive into you. Let's talk about origin story. You shared some things on your bio. I know you're from Laos.
Yes.
And so talk about that. Let's go back that far and tell us about your journey.
Wow, it's a long, long time ago. Exactly. I'm not saying how long, but 4 decades. It's been 40 years since I've
Wow.
been in America. I came when I was 1 month old. Not really. A young child. I was
I would have
very
said you
young.
weren't born yet. So there you go.
No, that's right. That's right. My mom carried me across the border. So now I came when I was under 10. So I was about 8, turned 9, and I'm getting there. But it was right after the Vietnam War. It was in 1979 when we escaped Laos and went to Thailand. We were in the refugee camp in Bangkok for about 9 months or so, and then
Wow.
we luckily, but that's for a lot of people, that's very a short duration. There are people there that are still there might still be people there waiting to be sponsored, and some people stay there for 4 or 5 years before they have a family that would bring them over. We had a church, so we were very lucky. There were 11 of us as a family.
Wow.
So a huge community in Lake Zurich, Illinois, sponsor the church community. We sponsor our whole family all at once. So I am forever grateful to them, and
Such an
for
amazing thing.
yes,
I didn't realize I didn't read that part of the story. I can't
it
believe
wasn't
so.
in there.
They 11. Oh, it wasn't in there. Okay.
No,
11 of you. I did see that, but for 11 of you to get out and in here all together, that's pretty amazing.
yes, and none of us got injured because along the way, as we were crossing the border from crossing the river, actually to cross from Laos to Thailand, there's a river, the Mekong, which is a very well-known river, and we were being shot at, left and right in broad daylight. People were
Oh
being
my God.
killed, floating in the river. But I was, at that time I was 7, turning 8 or something, and I didn't know. I thought they were swimming, facing down. I didn't know how people swam because I didn't know
Oh
how to
my
swim. So it was pretty horrific. I'm laughing now because it's just at that childhood, just being a child and not knowing that people didn't swim face down. Well, some people can, if you're swimming fast or whatever, certain strokes. But I just thought everybody was, but they were really dead. They were floating. They weren't swimming.
wow.
They were dead.
Wow.
So, but we
Thank
survived.
you got out. And then you get
Yes.
here, 11 of you, and then what happens? What do you I'm always fascinated by, okay, got out, that's the great story.
Yes.
And then what happens when you plant roots here? Did you all
Well,
stay in Illinois?
yes, we stayed there. So we were we moved around, but we stayed there for 4 years. Just the church took care of us. The whole community helped us out. We came with the clothes on our back. We didn't have anything, and we didn't know the language. Not even hi. And I've never seen snow. We came in February of 1980, and there was snow. To me, I thought it was sand or salt. I've never seen snow, so I'm thinking. But then I touched it, and it was freezing cold. I said, "Oh, that's funny. I've never seen cold, cold
Wow.
sand or cold salt." But lo and behold, in Laos, it's a very humid and tropical country, so you don't see much of anything except monsoon and rain and what have you. So it's everything was new. It was like a
And you
whole new
spoke no
world.
English?
Didn't know a single word. Not didn't
That's
speak. Couldn't read, write,
unbelievable.
or anything. So
How did you learn? Because you were 8. So how did all of you learn at the same? That's also something I'm always fascinated with. When a family comes over, did you learn all at once, or did you immediately go into school and then that's where you began to learn?
So it was February, late February, February 22nd to be exact. So that was like right before spring break. They took us in after a week of, trying to get adjusted and finding a place to stay and trying to get adjusted to the new food. I've never seen, a McDonald's or anything like that. I've never seen, or fried chicken, like a KFC. We had it on the plane and I could never look at KFC again because the smell was different to me.
Yeah.
And so food and everything was different. Fruit, everything was new, So they did put us in school like a week or so after, if I remember correctly. And we went through until school ended in May or June. And then we started over again in the fall. And that's how we learned, just being submerged, just immersed.
Submerged, yeah.
Well, that's submerged, but immersed.
I understand. There is a good word for that, but
Yeah.
I can't remember. You've been immersed in it.
Yeah, it's immersed. Uh-huh.
Yes, you were immersed in it. That's so interesting to me because, and how many children out of the 11?
There were 9. There were 8, and then my mother, as a celebratory gift, my brother was born 9 months later in November. So and then there was 9. There were 8, and then there were 9. Then there was 9. So yeah.
So what was the ultimate plan as you're adjusting? If you can remember back, was it difficult in the beginning, or did you automatically kind of embrace the new culture?
It was both. Just because everything was so new, but luckily we were young. Like I was young. The 4 younger kids were all, at our age. Anybody that's 10 or under, it's easier for them to adjust to the environment and even to the language. Because I know some of my older brothers and sisters, they can speak it, but if you hear us, we speak a little differently. But luckily for us, I just went right in, dived right in because I had no choice. The community. The funny thing was they couldn't find a translator or interpreter until maybe a month or so later when we started school in the fall. So they brought us a translator that spoke Spanish. So a Mexican or somebody of Latin roots was trying to speak to us, and we were like, to us, they were speaking the same language as the American teachers, like the teachers, because we didn't understand a word from either one. And they looked at us like, okay, they can't speak Spanish. No, Laotian is totally different. It's a lot like Thai, but nothing like Spanish. So, but eventually they did find one, and they kind of got us to ESOL or ESL, which is English as a second language. And they helped us a little bit. But like I said, the younger kids, the younger children, were able to adapt. I mean, I learned to speak like I was right into it after like that first year. I was already on the honor roll, believe it or not.
Wow.
With math and reading, and like I loved reading. I started to learn, and that was like I just went with it. Like to this day, I still love reading and writing. So English is actually like one of my favorite subjects, and so that's a different story. We can bounce on. Where
did the love of food? And I'm going to begin to imbibe, eat some food. Where did the love of cooking come from?
Well, that is with my mother. I learned to cook as soon as I came to America. I mean, I was about 8. Just from the get-go, there were a lot of us that she had to feed. So somebody had to help, and the older kids had to work. What's that called? That you're eating. See if you know.
Oh my God, my kids were right. That's amazing. Spring roll.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Well, thank you. What sauce are you using?
The sauce you provided for it.
So there's sweet and sour, and there's peanut sauce. The peanut sauce.
I have the peanut sauce for the summer rolls.
Yes. You can try. Yeah, you
the
can
sweet
use both.
And sour is delicious.
Oh, thank you.
So oh my God, that's really good, Chay. Seriously. Where did your love of cooking come from?
Well, like I said, from my mother, I've watched her, I helped her. There were so many mouths to feed. It wasn't just feeding us. We had families and friends that constantly came almost on a daily basis. And my mother would always cook like a whole table load of food. And And I learned that, like, she would not just cook one thing. She's like me. I love variety. So I would cook like 10 things, even for when I was married, for the four of us, I would cook like 5 to 6 items. And I would cook like for an army because
Is
that's
that
how I
just
grew up.
you were used to cooking for that, so that's a natural for you?
Yes. Yes, it was natural.
And you obviously don't put any KFC recipes in anything that
No.
you do.
No. I don't
I'm fascinated by it is a beef, and it looks like maybe some noodles that were with it too.
Oh, that's the pad thai, or we call it kwami. Yeah, that's the stir fry noodle with beef.
Yes.
That's the beef pad thai. Pad thai is a word for a Thai language, because our food, Thai and Laos, are very infused. Some of them were borrowed from, I'll say, from Laos, but it's a combination. So pad thai is the well-known name, but we call it kwami, which is stir fry noodle. And that's, you had requested the beef one, and I do it with chicken or shrimp or a combination.
The beef has almost a lemon flavor to it. It's delicious. What is in that? Is it like lemongrass? I mean, I'm just guessing.
No, it's just my seasoning. The pad thai sauce, it has tamarind sauce. So the tamarind is the sourness. Yeah. There might be a little vinegar.
Phenomenal. Yes, it's got a little vinegar to it. It's delicious. And what's in that is pad. That's also considered pad thai. That's pad thai.
Yeah, that's pad thai.
Okay. And what's the difference between Thai and, is there a lot of big difference between Thai and Laotian food? Is it the sauces? Is it the spices?
It's very similar in a lot of ways in preparation, but I mean, if you go to the northern Thailand, the Chiang Mai or Chiang Mai, the Northern Territory, it's very ethnic. They are ethnically Laotian, because back when they had a civil war or a war between the two countries, they took over that territory. So a lot of the food from that northern country is actually Laotian food, like the papaya salad, green papaya salad, and some of the noodle soup. So it's kind of been a combination of the two. So Thai and Laos food is very close. They're like brother sister food, and most of the food are shared. But
describe the papaya salad, because that's what I'm going to take a bite of.
Okay, that one that you have there is not the typical papaya salad, the hot and spicy kind of, like tam som or som tam or tam mak hung. The one the one I made there is more of a salad, and not like a spicy salad. It's more of a seafood fusion salad. So it's more tangy and not spicy at all. You could add spice, but it's not spicy at all.
It's not spicy, but it is so flavorful.
Yeah, it's
what
like
creates the flavor in there? What creates the flavor?
Oh, so I use a sweet and sour sauce. You have dipping for the summer roll. I mean the spring roll. So that's the sauce I made. So my sauce is very I have different variations, and I can use a lot of it for different dishes.
Where do you create, like, so I'm looking at this plate. My next thing I want to try is the summer roll, because that's my favorite, and my daughter wanted to fight me over them because she didn't get enough.
6, right?
Yeah. Oh, you gave plenty. Trust me, you really did, and thank you for that so much. But she's like, "Are you sure you're going to eat all those?" Yes, I'm going to eat all those. But tell us about that, because when I go to different places, you've got summer rolls, egg rolls, spring rolls. And I think it gets confusing for me. I know that summer rolls tend to be wrapped in this beautiful paper, this rice paper, correct?
Transparent. It's very transparent. You can see through.
Yes. And so I always get disappointed when somebody says summer rolls and they come out fried. So talk about your summer rolls. What's in these? I'm dying to try them.
I put both I did chicken there, so sauteed chicken and shrimp. And usually it's just shrimp or chicken or pork or beef, but I did that just to give it a different variation, because I love variety, I love balance. So I put chicken and sauteed shrimp and sauteed chicken in there, and there's lettuce, romaine lettuce, and iceberg lettuce. There's cilantro, green onions, which is scallions, mint and spearmint. And then I also sometimes I throw in cucumber, but I didn't do that today. I just, that's with me. I love the the freshness of the cucumber. It gives that refreshing flavor. But yours, I just kept it the way I would make it at home, but without the cucumber.
That is
and then plus
so
there's noodle and there's
delicious.
Rice noodle. Yeah.
The peanut sauce too. Do you make like everything on this plate? You created like you roll the summer rolls?
Yes.
Okay, so I know that sounds like a silly question. That's just it's just so foreign to me because I don't know how. I can pour a bowl of cereal. I really don't know how to cook. But you actually make, like, these are handmade, guys, and you can look and see what's inside. Obviously, I took a nice picture beforehand and I'll post that. But these are phenomenal.
Thank you.
These are my favorite thing. As a matter of fact, if we weren't trying to highlight a variety of what you make, I probably would have said, hey, let's do those, and I'll spend the 30 minutes eating, because I can eat my weight in those. I also have these other noodles, and maybe that's kind of got mixed on the plate. They're in I think this is the pad thai. Maybe I was eating something else with the beef. These are the noodles here.
Oh yeah, those are the pad thai. The other one, the beef, that was actually bean sprout in that beef, the little container. That was the lap beef or lap scene, which is the beef salad. So it's got bean sprout, all the herbs, which is the green onions, the cilantro, mints, and spearmint I put in there. And then there's kaffir lime leaf, which makes
what's kaffir lime leaf?
So they're like a citrus. They use the leaves for a lot of dishes, for the curries, for like with the salad there. Like I do chicken salad, which is the lap, chicken, beef, pork, and shrimp. So I put the kaffir lime. It's like a citrus leaf, but they use, like I said, in the Southeast Asian culture, Laos and Thai, and then maybe Cambodia and Vietnam. We use it in a lot of the tom yum soup, the sweet and sour soup, and then the curry, the flavor. So it's like citrusy flavor, but you can actually eat the leaves. So I shredded that and then chopped it up. So it's really thin, it's green, and it's like I just can smell that if I have a headache or something, and it just takes it away. Like it's just so aromatic. And then it
tastes so fresh. I mean, I know it is, but you know how you're used to eating out, and then you get something that's actually freshly made and hasn't been sitting on a heater or something like that. This is phenomenal. What else did I miss? Did I get the curry?
You have the curry, so that's a chicken curry. I just gave you a small portion as a sample.
It smells delicious.
So there's
y'all. If you could smell my plate, it's just it's taking every ounce of my being not to just put Chay up on the screen and eat off screen. I can't even tell you.
That's okay. You can eat away. It makes me happy when I see people enjoy my food. That's my ultimate goal, is to see people actually enjoy it and really like it. And because, like I said, I feed everybody like I would feed my own family. And when the kids say, Mom, you should be a chef. They said this when they were little. I said, I'll look into it. So, but it makes
Before
me happy.
I get to my next question, that curry, out of this world. That curry sauce is amazing. You know how sometimes, well, you probably don't because you make it all at home, but you go out and the curry, we can't tell what red, green, yellow is. And sometimes it's overly spicy one time and the next time it's not. That has such great flavor. Oh my God, that's so good.
Yeah.
That's delicious.
Thank you. I put a lot of coconut, cans of cream coconut in there. I do use, I know how to make the curry, but this one I tell you the way it is. I do use the paste, but very slightly, because I don't want it to overpower everything. But then I add my other herbs as well, like the real kaffir lime leaves and the galanga, but I don't put it in the soup because you might want to eat that sometime. It's, it might be too much for people. So I just use it as broth. And then but I add the flavor just to enhance it. So I do use the can, but very little, but most of the stuff is my own. But so.
It's amazing. So I have a question for you. There's talented people out there who cook at home like you do, but you've made the leap. You're making the leap. You're going to be a business. You're going to be a business person. You have cooking with Chay. Tell them what's going on and tell us how you made that leap, because it's not always easy to go from making stuff at home for your family and friends to creating it for other people
Well,
while
I've
I
always,
eat?
sorry, you were saying? Oh, you
While
want to eat?
while I eat.
Yes, eat. Because as you can tell, I do talk a lot. So stop me anytime. I tend to ramble. So it's just, to me, it's natural. It's like, it's nothing different because I've always entertained when I was married. Even before, when I was growing up with my parents, we had a flow of guests, even sometimes strangers knocking on our door saying, "Oh, are we at the wrong house?" We go, "Have you eaten yet?" As a custom in Southeast Asia or in Laos and Thailand, when people knock on your door, the first thing you ask is, "Have you eaten?" You don't want to say, "Are you hungry?" Because then people would say no, just to be polite. We say, "Have you eaten?" And if they haven't, even if it's like at 12 midnight, they come in and there's always food. We'll take them out. And that's how I've been. So I've been from the get-go. I was always, exposed to a lot of people just eating and entertaining them. And then when I got married, we did the same thing. Every weekend, we would have 3 to 4 families come to our house and I would cook. And then, my ex-husband would cook, but mostly me. And I would be in the kitchen all the time. And I would have my friends come and help me cook because then it was more fun. Like everybody was interacting. I showed them how to make the spring roll and the summer roll. So it was a very interactive, occasion. So we loved it. We love entertaining and loving having people. So me stepping into this business role as making a meal for the public, it's nothing new. It's just there's going to be different people I haven't met. But I want to showcase that this is all natural to me. Getting into the business is business, but it's still catering to people and the love of food and showing them what I truly love doing. And you can taste it in my food. And, like I said, you can see me as an open book. What you see is what you get. Same thing with my food. So it's not really a leap. It's a leap, but it's natural. So I'm hoping that,
It's
that
exciting. So I think it's just so exciting. Do you have like a menu that people? It's catering, correct?
it's catering, but I also, if I cater to like a school or an office, if people like, as long as there's more than like there's a minimum amount that I would deliver, so they can still like people could still have different dishes as long as add up to a certain amount, then I would do that. So as long as there's a minimum, I would, but normally catering would be like a bulkier portion where it would be like, you have to order a certain amount at a bigger size. But because I want to cater to different clientels, not just events like weddings and this and that. Eventually, when I start hiring staff, when I get busy, and I know I will.
You
So
will, no doubt in my
yes,
mind.
yeah. So I would cater to, like right now, I just had some friends just call me this morning while I was getting ready, that I gave her some samples for her family, wanted something different than what they've been eating while they're under quarantine. I said, I can drop off some food for you. She says, my husband tried it and he went back to his the doctor's office, and all of the reps wanted to order some food because he was boasting about it. Go, yay! I said, there's my clientele. So yeah,
I think once people, I mean, you obviously are. I love that you're an open book, but you put so much love. I mean, I think that's the title of the show: cooking with love, with passion, from the heart. You can't fake that kind of stuff. And I know people don't believe me, but I swear to you, you can tell the difference when a chef puts their heart and soul into a meal, and when you just have somebody who's cooking on a line and they're not interested at all. The food tastes different. And I don't care if you're at an IHOP or you're
right.
tasting the most amazing food that Chay puts out. The love that gets put into it makes a huge difference on how the food tastes.
I
And the
think so too.
experience too. The experience, I think you obviously create meals for people. You have this in your mind. I think we tried. I didn't get a bite of that, but there was a chicken skewer. My son
Yeah,
devoured whatever that was.
satay
I
chicken.
literally almost lost a hand trying to save the stuff that I wanted
Oh,
to
you're
eat
too
for the
kind.
show. They've been very excited about it. All right. So what's the best way for people to reach you? Can you tell us about your business right now as if we're still closed for COVID?
Okay. Well, I had originally started, I wanted to open it in April, but then because of COVID, I postponed. I'm considered an essential worker because I provide food, but the unknowns were so uncertain. you know, the fear was out there, and I had my kids at home from school. I just wanted to take that time and be with them. So I just, you know, didn't want to start. I stalled my startup until May. And now I'm thinking, you know, as long as I'm safe, I know that I'm healthy, I can still cook and then deliver safely because people still need to eat. So I am officially again, because, you know, technically getting into the kitchen and starting cooking tomorrow at the East End Market. I don't have a restaurant per se. I'm just renting and leasing the kitchen there as a caterer. But I might use their delivery service if I have enough orders. If there's not enough people that want to order from me, I could use their delivery service so I can continue cooking and not dropping it off here and there. So they do have a delivery service now because of COVID to help the in-house vendors. So I may look into that, but I am officially starting tomorrow at the East End at the Audubon Park.
So
right
awesome.
There. Yeah.
So how do people find the menu? How do people find you? How do people look it up and then place an order?
They can go on to my Facebook, Chay Butz, and like me, and hopefully they like me. And then go to my Cooking with Chay Facebook page, my catering page. And then also, if they want a message here, I can send them, you know, if they want to just put some notes here on the chat, I can send them a menu. Because right now I'm trying to set up my website. It's not there yet because it's really, I'm starting up, but I have a lot of clientele already built up. So they're waiting for me just to launch it. Right now I've been giving samples, but so as soon as I get there, they can, like I said, go on my website, or they can reach out to you or me or on.
Oh yeah, you're welcome to reach out to me, guys, if you can't find Chay. But I tagged you and I tagged your Facebook page on the post. But if for some reason you want a connection, I will absolutely help you out. Get to her because the food is amazing, and we all want to see a success story. And you know, I love it when entrepreneurs put their heart and soul into things, and it's kind of brave opening something right now, doing something right now. So kudos to you. It was not hard, was it?
No. I could go on. I could have your job and do this every day. I love it.
Yeah, mine also comes with cocktails on occasion. So, oh my God. Honestly, from my heart, thank you so much. The food is, guys, I can't make it up. It's outstanding. And as soon as we are off this, I'm going to gobble down the rest of it. And you can also, I can tag Monique. She says I will tag Monique. And thank you, Monique, for the introduction to Chay. That was awesome. Monique-san. Please reach out to her. This is amazing food. And if you have not tried this kind of food before, I'm telling you, there's going to be something for you because the flavors are delicious and out of this world. Thank you so much for letting me taste it live. You know, it's always an interesting thing because I can't fake anything. So if I didn't like it, we'd be talking a lot more. I let you talk the whole time, most of the time. Your story's amazing, and you're an angel. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you, Ted. I appreciate being on here. I'm very grateful.
Absolutely. All right, guys, shop local, support small business. Reach out to Chay, Cooking with Chay LLC on Facebook. All right, guys,
thank you so
have
much.
A good one. Thank you so much, Chay. Appreciate you. See you guys.
Too. Okay.
Bye-bye.